It was one of those flawless spring mornings where the world feels like it's begging you to hit the open road. The sun hung low, casting a golden glow over the quiet suburbs, and the air was just cool enough to make my leather jacket feel like a second skin. I'd taken my Kawasaki to the shop the day before, and she was purring like a dream. I was cruising home from coffee run, the scent of roasted beans still lingering in my helmet, when I spotted a white Range Rover ahead, crawling along at a maddening 15 miles an hour in a 35 zone. The driver was clearly distracted, head tilted down, probably fiddling with a phone or something. I checked my mirrors, signaled, and eased past on the left when the dotted line appeared. Smooth, legal, no drama. I didn't even goose the throttle. Just another day on the bike. Or so I thought. As I glanced in my rear VYEW, the Range Rover lurched forward, closing the gap between us in seconds. Then came the horn-a-long, obnoxious 5-second blast that screamed entitlement. I kept my speed steady, refusing to take the bait, but the SUV was now tailgating me, so close I could practically read the fine print on its license plate. We rolled up to a red light at the entrance to Willow Grove, our gated community, and before I could even plant a foot to balance my bike, the Range Rover swerved into the left turn lane and cut me off, forcing me to brake hard. My heart thudded, but I stayed cool. Then the driver's door flew open, and out stepped Linda Harper, the iron-fisted president of our Homeowners Association for the past 3 years. Now, Linda wasn't exactly a stranger. She'd sent me snippy letters about my trash cans being VY Cybele from the curb, and nitpicked the height of my shrubs like it was her life's mission. But this was next level. She stormed toward me in her pristine yoga outfit, oversized sunglasses perched like a crown on her head. "How dare you?" she bellowed, her voice sharp enough to slice through my helmet. "Do you have any idea how disrespectful that was? You didn't just pass me like that. Who do you think you are?" I flipped at my VY sore, keeping my tone even. I was DRI VYing normally. "Linda, you were going 15 in a 35. Her eyes narrowed to slits. "I was on a critical HOA call," she snapped, as if that excused holding up traffic. "You bikers think you own the road. I know exactly who you are. You live in that tacky greenhouse on Elm Street, the one that needs a paint job." I sighed. Classic Linda, turning a nothing moment into a power trip. The light turned green, and cars behind us started honking. "We should move," I said, trying to keep things CIVYL. "We're blocking traffic." Her face twisted. "Don't you dare tell me what to do," she hissed, whipping out her phone. "I'm documenting this. The board will hear about it. Expect a violation notice." I shook my head, almost laughing. "For what?" "DRI VYing legally on a public road." She leaned in, her voice low and venomous. "For conduct unbecoming of a Willow Grove resident." Arguing with her was like wrestling a pig in muddy. You'd just get dirty, and the pig would enjoy it. The community clubhouse was just inside the gates, so I figured I'd pull into the parking lot and let her cool off. Big mistake. Linda followed me, her Range Rover practically kissing my rear tire the whole way. The clubhouse lot was buzzing. That morning Saturday yoga class had just wrapped, and a dozen or so residents were lingering outside. I parked in a regular spot, and before I could even kill the engine, Linda swung her SUV horizontally behind me, boxing me in. She hopped out, phone already recording, and announced to the growing crowd, "Everyone needs to see this. This man dangerously cut me off on Cedar Avenue, putting my life and others in danger." She waved at my Kawasaki like it was a murder weapon. He was VYing through traffic on this death trap. I pulled off my helmet, keeping in my hands, and spoke calmly. "That's not what happened. I passed you legally when you were DRI VYing way below the speed limit. No other cars were around." Linda's face turned scarlet. "Are you calling me a liar?" she shrieked, stepping closer. "I'm the president of this association. I keep this community safe and our property values high. You think you can intimidate me with your reckless stunts?" A few bystanders shifted uncomfortably, but I caught Emily, my neighbor from a few houses down, subtly filming the whole thing. I gave her a quick nod. "Smart move." "Linda," I said, using her name to cut through the drama, "this isn't an HOA matter. We were on a public road. I passed you legally. You're the one who followed me, cut me off, and now you're blocking my bike. I just want to go home." She smirked, her voice dripping with mockery. "Oh, you want to go home? Well, I want residents who respect the rules and show proper deference." She paused, then dropped a bombshell. "The board's voting next week on new motorcycle restrictions noise ordinances, maybe restricted hours." I couldn't help but laugh. "You can't regulate legal vehicles on public roads, Linda. That's not how HOAs work." Her eyes flashed with fury. "Don't tell me what I can and can't do," she roared, jabbing a finger inches from my nose. "And don't you dare call me Linda. It's Mrs. Harper, HOA president." The crowd was growing, maybe 15 people now, most of them all too familiar with Linda's reign of terror. I stayed calm, which only made her angrier. She kept filming, occasionally swinging her phone to catch my face, narrating like I was some fugitive. "This man is intimidating me," she declared, even though I was just standing there. "He targeted me because I cited him last month for his overgrown lawn and that hideous mailbox he installed without approval." I raised an eyebrow. "So you're saying you recognized me? That you followed me on purpose?" She froze for a split second before doubling down. "I'm saying you have a history of flouting authority and community standards." Emily piped up from the crowd. "That's enough, Linda. You're making a scene over nothing." Linda whirled on her. "Stay out of this, Emily, unless you want the architectural committee sniffing around that unapproved patio you built last year." Emily's jaw tightened, but she kept her phone steady. I'd had enough. I turned to walk away, figuring I'd call a rideshare and deal with my trap bike later. That's when Linda lost it. She lunged forward, grabbing at my helmet, and showed VYing my shoulder when I turned back. "Don't you walk away from me!" she screamed, her face beet red. "We're not done." The crowd gasped. Emily shouted, "I got that on VY Deo, Linda. You just assaulted him." Another neighbor was already on the phone with 911, reporting a physical disturbance at the clubhouse. Linda's demeanor flipped like a switch. The second she heard "police," her rage melted into crocodile tears. "He was threatening me," she whimpered, clutching her chest like a damsel in distress. I was scared. "I'm just trying to protect our community." The cops rolled up within minutes, 2 officers in a patrol car. Linda ran to them, tears streaming. "Officers, thank God you're here. This biker has been harassing me. I'm the HOA president, and he's targeting me for enforcing the rules." The officers separated us, taking my statement while Linda kept interrupting, tossing out wild accusations. "He speeds through the neighborhood constantly. There are kids here. He's a menace." One officer finally turned to her, voice firm. "Ma'am, wait your turn. We're conducting separate inter-VYUs." I laid out the facts. The legal pass, her tailgating, the cutoff, the blockade, and now the shove. I mentioned the witnesses and VY Deos. Emily and 2 others stepped forward with footage showing everything: Linda's tantrum, her finger in my face, and the moment she grabbed my helmet. My helmet cam sealed the deal, capturing the clean pass on Cedar Avenue and Linda's reckless DRI VYing afterward. As the officers re-VY EU the EVY Denke, Linda's story crumbled. Her voice grew shrill. "Do you know who I am?" she demanded of the younger cop. "I work with the city council. I know the police chief." One call, and the older officer cut her off, his tone ice cold. "Are you threatening us, ma'am? That's not a smart move." Linda bekpedalet fast. "No, I'm just explaining my role here. I'm a respected leader." The senior officer closed his notebook. "Mrs. Harper, based on the VY Deos and witness statements, you're under arrest for assault, harassment, and threatening statements." Linda's jaw hit the pavement. "This is absurd. I'm a VY Tim." The officer was unmoved. "The VY Denke says otherwise." He cuffed her, reading her rights as she sputtered. "This is an outrage. I'll sue this entire neighborhood. I'll have your badges." The crowd watched, stunned, as Linda was led to the patrol car. Just before the door closed, she yelled, "Emergency HOA meeting Monday. I expect you all there to fix this injustice." The car pulled away, and a nervous chuckle rippled through the onlookers. 3 days later, a notice hit the community bulletin board and our inboxes. Linda Harper was taking an indefinite leave from the HOA. Vice President Mark Sullivan would take over. At her hearing, Linda got 6 months probation, 40 hours of community SARE VYC, a doula, 1,000 fine, and a court-ordered anger management course. When the judge handed down the sentence, her face turned a shade of crimson I didn't know was humanly possible. "But I'm the HOA president," she stammered. "Not anymore," the judge said, voice flat. "Next case."